Hello again. I thought I'd try and do a video today because tomorrow and the following day I may not be able to. Tomorrow we're going to the opera at a place called Glyndebourne, and it's my husband's birthday treat. It is his birthday tomorrow, and it's a black tie affair. So I've been going through my glad rags to see what looks half presentable that I can wear tomorrow evening. And then on the way back, we're staying overnight nearby, and on the way back we're calling in to Cleo's sports day. So I don't think I'm going to have much time for crafting tomorrow or the following day. So this is why I'm at it today. What I want to do is I'm hoping that quite soon I may be able to meet some crafters whom I know from the internet at the Stamperama craft show in Newbury on July the 2nd. So I like a few little cards about my person to say hello, to give to anybody that I might meet. So that's my purpose today. I don't know what made me think of this, but I've got out the little Gummiapan tiny dragonfly. I've got a little wreath, also Gummiapan. I was just looking through my Gummiapan dies and these sort of sprang out at me. And what I thought I would do was make an aperture in the middle of the card panel, have a bit of background showing behind. This is a bit of old smooching, I think. I'm not quite sure. Tiny little bit, but I thought it was large enough to go behind this aperture. This is a die from my press cut series, and they're so useful because the increments are so small. You can nearly always find one just the size you want, because what I have a fancy to do, I've cut out the wreath, is to just stick that on the edge of the circle. I put these two together like this, you see, and I thought, looks like that would be fine. So I've made an aperture with this one, and I'll stick that on the front. I'll have a bit of that showing through, and I've got a hello, which I thought the hello might go through there like that. And this little chap can be, I don't know, somewhere around, flying around, and we'll see how we go. So what I have to do now is colour this to stick it on there. I mean, I could leave it white really, but I thought I'd have a go at colouring it. And colour the dragonfly. Now I've cut him out of some very dark grey card. It was just a scrap that was left that I could fit him onto. So what I thought I would do with him is to try and make him have that look that these animals do, or these insects do, should I say. They're kind of a sheen. There's a cross between a blue and a green, and it's deep. So I thought I would cut it from dark card, and I'll try applying a couple of shades of luscious powder. So we'll just see how we go on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put some Versamark on this die cut. Let's get him off there. And then I'm going to apply some of these powders. So what I've got is teal and green. So we'll see how we go with teal and green. I'd say open both of them, because what I fancy doing is dabbing a bit of each just to kind of get them mixed up so they've got that bit like shot silk, you know, where I had a bridesmaid dress for my brother's wedding, and it was sort of green and blue, and you looked in one direction and it was green, and another one it was blue. It was absolutely gorgeous, and that's the kind of effect that I'm after. A bit of green and a bit of blue. Luscious powder needs something to hang on to, water or glue or ink or something. It just needs something to attach itself to a piece of card. So here we go, just dabbing away. Once it's covered, you can then kind of blend a little bit. I've got a sort of brush that might work nicely. Can you see there's the two colours where you look, they sort of blend from one to the other. Okay, let's do the top bit and the body. I don't know if this is a recognised way of using luscious powders, but I quite like it. It works for me. So there we go. Let's have just a... It's the bodies particularly, I think, that are often that sort of lustrous shit. I'll keep that away from the powder. I'll put a bit of the teal on there. Isn't it gorgeous? It's lovely stuff. Really lovely. We'll go on top of that one, and then the body, which is this tiny little thing. Got an apron on, I can wipe my fingers. There we go. Make sure it's got a bit of ink on. I often use these powders dry. I think you can mix them with water and use them like paint. And I'll stick those together to put on there later. Right, let's put the lids on these because I've got out some colours of Distress Oxides here. And what I want to do with these is to dab... I'm going to have to get this off carefully because I've got dirty fingers. Right, my wreath. Do you see? In these colours, and I've picked the colours specifically to try and tie in. This one is a link to this. This one is a link, I feel, to that. And that one is just kind of between the two, really. So I may use that, I may not. We will see. So I've got pine needles and twisted citron. So I'm not going to bother about this on the table. If there's any of that in it, it doesn't matter to me. That'll be fine. And I'm just going to smoosh the piece of die cut into these colours. I'll put a drop of... Oh, nearly did a Cleo then and sprayed it on myself. Right. I don't mind a bit of the twinkle in as well. That's fine. Let's have a see how we're doing. I like the random sort ofness of colour when you pick it up from a bench, you know, from a palette or whatever. A bit more of this one. Okay. I think it might be okay. I'll just wipe this up. Hopefully this is going to be kind of quick, but we'll see. I've got quite a few cards to make that'll, you know, don't take too much time, but I've had a bit of thought going into them. So often it's the planning that gets you where you want to be. So wiping fingers, let's stick this together, and I think I'll stick it with some glue dots. They are kind of immediate, really. The back of the front one onto the front of the back one, and you know, I might even put a bit of gold on. Oh, it's not going to stick. That's because of the powder and the ink, isn't it? Let's put a bit of white all-purpose glue, and we'll have to leave it to set. Okay, there, we'll put that on. Leave it to set. A little drop on here. Half the problem really is choosing the right product for the right thing, isn't it? There we go. Leave those to set for a while, and let's bring his wings up. I love playing around with these kind of things. Okay, leave that there for a moment. Now this one looks a little dull, so guess what I want to do with it? I think I would quite like to put a little bit of gilding wax onto it. Talk about a signature. And I think to link that with that, I'm going to have to do a bit of the old gilding wax on both, just to tie them together just slightly. Here we go. Put a bit of, just a touch here and there. Doesn't have to be much, but just livens things up. There we go. It's so pretty, isn't it? It feels a bit soggy at the minute because I've been smooshing it in there. Okay. Just lifts it, doesn't it? Put a little bit onto the edge of the tiny bit on the wings. Just a touch. Just a little. I found this little eye makeup applicator really useful for you for gilding wax. This particular one is by Pebio or PBO, I don't know how you say it. Pebio or PBO, something like that. There we go. Sweet, isn't it? Right, now I need to do my hello. And I think to tie in with this, I will do the hello in black cardigan and add some of those two colours so that the two would be kind of linked together. I just need to wipe my fingers once more. I'm not going to stick it all together because I need really to go and have a proper wash so that I can get it, you know, done without getting too much mess everywhere. So if we're just going to imagine for the moment, that's going to be behind there, probably raised onto the front panel raised onto some foam tape. This needs drying properly. It's going to go onto there. This is going to go comme ça. And the hello, like that, same as this. So, quick card, but I did think about it, you know, to start off with and wondered what would make a good sort of colour, but I think if those two are linked, we should be fine. So, thank you so much to all of those really kind people who have bought me a coffee, all of you who leave comments and give each of my videos a thumbs up. Apparently it makes a huge difference. I'm not quite sure what huge difference it makes, but I am told it does. So I'm really grateful to all of you that do that. And I will see you when I'm back from my granddaughter's sports day. Maybe Friday evening, maybe Saturday. But thank you as ever for watching.